I often hear people say, man, if I had Jeff Bezos' money, life would be amazing. Man, I wish I was wealthy like Warren Buffett or Bill Gates or Zuck or any of these guys, Elon Musk. I would love to have their kind of money. See, you don't want their money. If there's anything you would want, the right answer is the following. I wish I could figure out how they think and how they process issues. If you had Elon Musk's processor, Warren Buffett's processor, you're going to make money. And by the way, you're actually going to enjoy life even more because your processor is what you're going to have for the rest of your life. Money you're going to run out of eventually. Maybe not that kind of money. Look, last week I was doing a podcast, and on the podcast I was asking a very good question. I said we're going to turn it into an episode. Here's what the question was. Pat, if you had to do it all over again, and you had to get involved in an industry, and it cannot be insurance or financial services because that's what I'm a part of, what industry would you choose to get involved in? And I'm going to cover that answer here with you in the episode in a minute. But prior to getting into it, if you got any questions, thoughts, comments, comment below. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, click on the sub button right here to subscribe. And right next to click on that alert button so you join the notification squad and you're one of the first to get the videos when it comes out. So let me get right into the question. What industry would you be involved in if you had to do it all over again? It cannot be insurance and financial services. This was my answer to him. I said, look, I don't look at industry. I don't care what industry it is. I think we put way too much emphasis into industry. Think about it. Can you imagine if you would have said, imagine I'm doing a video 10 years ago. I think the industry where you can make $60 billion is go try to beat cab drivers. You would laugh at me if honestly, would you have not laughed at me if I said that? Go be taxi drivers, yellow cab. You're going to build a $60 billion company. You would have said I'm out of my mind. So it's not the industry. It is not about the sexiness of the industry. It is not about, oh my gosh, it's got to be technology or it's got to be a social media. No, any industry, clothes, shoes, Al Bundy shoes, Zappos, $1 billion sales, a shoe salesperson is a joke in a series called Al Bundy. Forget about the industry. Here's all it is. This is how you got to think about it. What can I do in any industry? Pick any one of them where the delivery of the product coming to me is condensing time frames. So for instance, we like Uber because if I want a cab, I got to call an 800 number. I got to wait until the operator finds a cab. Then they call them. Then the cab driver either shows up or doesn't. Why? Because maybe he doesn't show up because no one's going to give him a 2-star or a 1-star. They don't care about that kind of stuff. But in Uber, boom, condensed time frames, I use Uber. You got Netflix, condensed time frames. I don't need to go to Blockbuster. I don't want to get out of my house, change my clothes, go into public, rent something, decide. Netflix, boom, 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 boom. I'm picking this thing. Everything is about condensing time frames, right? So here's a system for it. I told you I'm going to give you a system. Here's a system for it. Pick an industry you're part of. Matter of fact, the industry you're part of right now. Say you've already chosen the industry to be a part of, and let's work with you first. Everybody else, you can apply the same exact thing to someone that hasn't yet chosen the industry yet. And you can apply this to the industries you choose to be a part of. It's actually going to be a very fun exercise. It's a 7-step process. Let's go through it. Number 1, identify the process, meaning process of me ordering a cab. That is a process, ordering a cab, right? Buying a house. I'm going to identify the process. I want to buy a house. Number 2, list the steps of the process. For example, I want to order a cab. What do? Call an 800 number. Next, the person is going to find a cab driver. Next, then the cab driver comes to me. Next, then it comes, list. So number 1, identify a process. Number 2, identify the steps of the process. Number 3, here's the magical one. See if you can eliminate which one of these steps on the list. Why? You have no idea how many companies, at one point when they got big, they started hiring all these big resumes, and they hired a guy that came from Harvard or Yale or Princeton to make himself seem very important. They had all these laws and regulations and rules and all this other stuff, and they added this new paperwork that you got to do that's taking so much time that if you eliminate it, you save a bunch of time for your guys or whoever that's doing the business, right? Number four is minimize one of the steps. What can you do to shorten the timeline on one of the steps? So again, let's go through it again. List the process, number 2. List the steps of a process. Number 3, which step on the process can be eliminated? Number 4, which of the steps can be shortened? Number 5, beta test it in a small market. See how it goes. Number 6, after beta testing, come back and revisit and see what adjustments and pivots you can make those adjustments, and number 7, go implement the new process that you've put together. Let me explain what happens with this. This is one of those videos where you watch this, and I would say 5% of people that are watching this, they're going to say, oh my gosh, I just figured this thing out. Let me explain why. I'm not telling you, this is not theory. Like, I'm not reading a book and telling you, oh, this is it, I'm doing this. I run a business, and I had a hard time selling 5 life insurance policies. Let me say it again. I'm in the life insurance business. Life insurance business is the company. That's what I do. Without a degree, I was having a hard time selling 5 a month. Last month, we sold 3,742 in one single month. Why? Because we constantly, in our company, over and over and over and over again, we go through these processes in meetings, and we say, identify the process. 2, make a list of the steps of this process. 3, which step can be eliminated. 4, which one can be shortened. 5, beta test with this market. 6, let's revisit and see how it went and make some pivots and adjustments. And 7, let's implement. This is what's made me tens of millions of dollars, because this works. This can make you so much money if you use this either into whatever business or industry you choose to be a part of, or the current industry you're a part of. And by the way, for some of you that are saying, Pat, I want to kind of go a little bit deeper into this, no problem. Send me a tweet at Patrick Bet-David. I'll give you a couple book recommendations, or maybe one at least, that you can read that can help you with this topic. And for those of you that are saying, I wish I had this on a PDF to kind of look at and make a list of it, we got that for you as well. Click on the link below. Mario's going to put together for you a PDF that you can download and go through exactly with the 7 steps. Pick 2, 3 of your partners, 4 of them, and get into a room and actually apply this and see what happens. I can tell you one thing for a fact. You're going to have an aha moment. More importantly, I hope you make this a permanent way of the way you process issues for the rest of your career with your business. Again, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, do so. Any questions, thoughts, comment, also comment below. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.